Hello, Shalom. Welcome to day 116 of the Daily Bread. We'll be reading Numbers chapter 10, 1 Kings chapter 22, Psalms 116, Proverbs 26, and from the book of Acts chapter 12. We'll begin the scriptures 2009. Numbers chapter 10 on page 151. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, Make 2 silver trumpets for yourself. Make them of beaten work, and you shall use them for the gathering of the congregation and for breaking camp. And when you blow both of them, all the congregation shall meet before you at the door of the tent of appointment. And if you blow one, then the leaders of the heads of the thousands of Israel shall gather to you. And when you blow a shout, the camps that lie on the east side shall depart. And when you blow a shout the second time, the camps that lie on the south side shall depart. They blow a shout for them to depart. And when the assembly is to be assembled, you blow, but do not shout. And the sons of Aaron, the priests, blow with the trumpets, and it shall be to you a law forever throughout your generations. And when you go into battle in your land against the enemy that distresses you, then you shall shout with the trumpets, and you shall be remembered before Yahweh your Elohim, and you shall be saved from your enemies. And in the day of your gladness, and in your appointed times, and at the beginning of your new moons, you shall blow the trumpets over your ascending offerings, and over your slaughterings of peace offerings, and they shall be remembrance for you before your Elohim. I am Yahweh, your Elohim. And it came to be on the 20th day of the second new moon in the second year that the cloud was taken up from above the dwelling place of witness. And the children of Israel departed, setting out from the wilderness of Zion, and the cloud dwelt on it in the wilderness of Paneah. Thus they departed the first time according to the mouth of Yahweh by the hand of Moshe. And the banner of the camp of the children of Judah departed first according to their divisions. And over their army was Nashon, son of Abinah. And over the army of the tribe of the children of Yishkar was Natham, son of Tusar. And over the army of the tribe of children of Zebulun was Eliab, son of Helon. And the dwelling place was taken down, and the sons of Gershon and the sons of Merari departed, bearing the dwelling place. And their banner of the camp of Reuben departed according to their divisions. And over their army was Eliezer, son of Sidim. And over the army of the tribe of the children of Shimon was Shemiel, son of Shodari. And over the army of the tribe of the children of Gad was Elphon, son of Deuel. And the Kizlites departed, bearing the set-apart objects, while the dwelling place was set up before they came. And the banner of the camp of the children of Ephraim departed according to their divisions, and over their army was Eslam, son of Elam. And over the army of the tribe of the children of Manasseh was Gamaliel, son of Pedar. And over the army of the tribe of the children of Benjamin was Abedin, son of Gidoni. Then the banner of the camp of the children of Dan, which formed the rear guard of all the camps, departed according to their divisions, and over their army was Ahiezer, son of Abedish. And over the army of the tribe of children of Asher was Pagel, son of Ochran. And over the army of the tribe of the children of Naphtali was Ahili, son of Eon. Such was the order of setting out of the children of Israel according to their divisions when they departed. And Moshe said to Hobab, son of Ruel, the Midianite, Moshe's father-in-law, we are setting out for the place of which Yahweh said, I give to you. Come with us, and we shall do good to you. For Yahweh has spoken good concerning Israel. And he replied to him, I am not going, but I am going to my own land and to my relatives. Then he said, please do not leave us, because you know how we are to camp in the wilderness, and you shall be our eyes. And it shall be when you go with us, then it shall be that whatever good Yahweh does to us, the same we shall do to you. So they set out from the mountain of Yahweh on a journey of 3 days. And the ark of the covenant of Yahweh went before them for the 3-day journey to seek out a resting place for them. And the cloud of Yahweh was above them by day. And when they went out from the camp, it came to be, whenever the ark set out, that Moshe said, rise up, O Yahweh, and let your enemies be scattered, and let those who hate you flee before you. And when it rested, he said, return, O Yahweh, to the countless thousands of Israel. On to 1 Kings chapter 22 on page 378. And they continued 3 years without fighting between Aram and Israel. And it came to be in the 3rd year that Jehoshaphat, sovereign of Judah, came down to the sovereign of Israel. And the sovereign of Israel said to his servants, do you know that Ramoth in Gilead is ours, and we are keeping silent from taking it out of the hand of the sovereign of Aram? And he said to Jehoshaphat, do you go with me to battle at Ramoth in Gilead? And Jehoshaphat said to the sovereign of Israel, I am as you are, my people as your people, my horses as your horses. We just can't say yes. And the sovereign of Israel gathered the prophets, about 400 men, and said to them, do I go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or do I refrain? And they said, go up, for Yahweh does give it into your hand of the sovereign. And Jehoshaphat said, is there not here a prophet of Yahweh besides that we might inquire of him? And the sovereign of Israel said to Jehoshaphat, there is still one man, Micaiah, son of Yimlah, to inquire of Yahweh. By him But I hate him, because he does not prophesy good concerning me, but evil. And Jehoshaphat said, Let not the sovereign say so. So the sovereign of Israel called an officer and said, Bring Micaiah, son of Yimon, at once. And the sovereign of Israel and Jehoshaphat, sovereign of Judah, were sitting, each on his throne, dressed in their robes, at the threshing floor at the entrance of the gate of Shimron. And all the prophets were prophesying before them. And Savek, son of Canaan, had made horns of iron for himself, and said, Thus said Yahweh, With these you push the Ammonites until they are destroyed. And the prophets were prophesying, saying, Go up to Ramoth Gilead and prosper, for Yahweh shall give it into the hand of the sovereign. And the messenger who had gone to call Micaiah spoke to him, saying, See now, the words of the prophets with one mouth are good towards the sovereign. Please let your word be like the word of one of them, and you shall speak good. And Micaiah has said, As Yahweh lives, whatever Yahweh says to me, that I speak. And he came to the sovereign, and the sovereign said to him, Micaiah, do we go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or do we refrain? And he answered, Go and prosper, for Yahweh shall give it into the hand of the sovereign. And say, What sovereign? And the sovereign said to him, How many times have I made you swear that you do not speak to me except the truth in the name of Yahweh? So he said, I saw all Israel scattered on the mountains, as sheep that have no shepherd. And Yahweh said, These have no master. Let everyone return to his own peace. Let everyone return to his own house in peace. And the sovereign of Israel said to Jehoshaphat, Have I not said to you that he would not prophesy good concerning me, but evil? Then he said, Therefore hear the word of Yahweh. I saw Yahweh sitting on his throne, and all the hosts of the heavens standing by him, on his right and on his left. And Yahweh said, Who shall entice Ahab to go up and fall at Rehoboth in Gilead? And this one said, and another said that. And a spirit came forward and stood before Yahweh and said, Let me entice him. And Yahweh said to him, In what way? And he said, I shall go out and be the spirit of falsehood in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, Entice him, and also prevail. Go out and do so. And now see, Yahweh has put a spirit of falsehood in the mouth of all these prophets of yours. And Yahweh has spoken evil concerning you. And Sidkiah, son of Canaan, came near and struck Micaiah on the cheek and said, Where did the spirit of Yahweh pass over from me to speak to you? And Micaiah said, Look, you shall see on that day when you go into the inner room to hide. And the sovereign of Israel said, Take Micaiah and return him to Ammon, the governor of the city, and to Joash, son of the sovereign, and say, Thus said the sovereign, Put this one in prison, and feed him with bread, and afflict him of affliction, and water of affliction, until I come in peace. And Micaiah said, If you ever return in peace, Yahweh has not spoken by me. And he said, Hear all you people, and the sovereign of Israel, and Jehoshaphat, the sovereign of Judah, went up to Ramoth Gilead. And the sovereign of Israel said to Jehoshaphat, "Let me disguise myself and go into battle, but you put on your robes." So the sovereign of Israel disguised himself and went into battle. And the sovereign of Aram had commanded 32 commanders of his chariot, saying, "Fight with no one small or great, but only with the sovereign of Israel." And it came to be, when the commanders of the chariots saw Jehoshaphat, that they said, "Indeed, it is the sovereign of Israel." So they turned aside to fight against him, and Jehoshaphat cried out. And it came to be, when the commanders of the chariots saw that it was not the sovereign of Israel, that they turned back from pursuing him. And a man drew a bow in his simplicity and struck the sovereign of Israel between the joints of his armor. And he said to the driver of his chariot, "Turn around and take me out of battle, for I am wounded." And the battle increased that day, and the sovereign was propped up in his chariot facing the Arameans, and died at the evening, and the blood ran out from the wound on the floor of the chariot. And as the sun was going down, a shout passed through the camp, saying, "Each to his city, and each to his land." So the sovereign died, and was brought to Shemam, and they buried the sovereign in Shemam. And when the chariot was washed at the pool of Shemam, the dogs licked up his blood, where the whores bathed, according to the word of Yahweh, which he had spoken. And the rest of the acts of Ahab, and all that he did, and the ivory house which he built, and all the cities that he built, are they not written in the book of the annals of the sovereigns of Israel? And Ahab slept with his fathers, and Ahasuerus his son reigned in his place. And Jehoshaphat son of Ahijah began to reign over Judah in the 4th year of Ahab sovereign of Israel. Jehoshaphat was 35 years old when he became sovereign, and he reigned 25 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Ezra, the daughter of Sheheli, and he walked in all the ways of his father Ahijah. He did not turn aside from them, doing what was right in the eyes of Yahweh. Only the high places were not taken away, for the people slaughtered and burned incense on the high places. And Jehoshaphat made peace with the sovereign of Israel. And the rest of the acts of Jehoshaphat, and the might that he showed, how he fought, are they not written in the book of the annals of the sovereigns of Judah? And the rest of the cult prostitutes who remained in the days of his father Ahijah, he cleared out from the land. And there was no sovereign in Edom, a deputy was sovereign. Jehoshaphat made Tarshish ships to go to Ophir for gold. However, they did not go, for the ships were wrecked at Etzon Geber. And Ahaziah, son of Ahab, said to Jehoshaphat, "Let my servants go with your servants in the ships." But Jehoshaphat would not. So Jehoshaphat slept with his fathers, and was buried with his fathers in the city of David, his father. And Joram, his son, reigned in his place. And Ahaziah, son of Ahab, began to reign over Israel in Shemam in the 17th year of Jehoshaphat, sovereign of Judah, and reigned 2 years over Israel, and did evil in the eyes of Yahweh, and walked in the way of his father, and in the way of his mother, and in the way of Joram, son of Nebat, who made Israel sin, and served Baal, and bowed himself to it, and provoked Yahweh, Elohim of Israel, according to all that his father had done. the end of 1 Kings. Psalms 116 on page 713. I love Yahweh because He has heard my voice, my pleas, because He has inclined His ear to me. And I shall call throughout my days. The cords of death were around me, and the pains of Sheol came upon me. I found distress and sorrow. Then I called upon the name of Yahweh. O Yahweh, I pray to you, deliver my being. Yahweh shows favor and is righteous, and our Elohim is compassionate. Yahweh guards the simple. I was brought low, but He saved me. Return to your rest, O Yahweh, my being. For Yahweh has treated you well, for you have delivered my being from death, my eyes from tears, my feet from falling. I shall walk before Yahweh in the land of the living. I have believed, for I speak. I have been greatly afflicted. I said in my haste, all men are liars. What shall I return to Yahweh? All His boundaries are upon me. I lift up the cup of deliverance and call upon the name of Yahweh. I pay my vows to Yahweh in the presence of all His people. Precious in the eyes of Yahweh, in the death of His loving committed ones. O Yahweh, I am truly your servant. I am your servant, the son of your female servant. You have loosened my bonds. I slaughter you with slaughtering of thanksgiving, and call upon the name of Yahweh. I pay my vows to Yahweh, in the presence of all His people, in the courts of the house of Yahweh. In your midst, O Jerusalem, praise Yah. On to Proverbs 26 on page 752. Like snow in summer and rain in harvest, so esteem is not fitting for a fool. As a bird wanders, as a swallow flies about, so a curse without cause does not come. A whip for a horse and a bridle for a donkey, and a rod for a fool's back. Do not answer a fool according to his folly, lest you become like him. Answer a fool according to his folly, lest he become wise in his own eyes. He who sends a message by the hand of a fool cuts off feet, drinks damage. The legs of the lame hang limp, so is a proverb in the mouth of fools. Like one binding a stone in a sling, so is he who gives esteem to a fool. A thorn goes into the hand of a drunkard, so is a proverb in the mouth of fools. An archer who wounds anyone is he who hires a fool or a passerby. As a dog returns to his own vomit, so a fool repeats his folly. Have you seen a man wise in his own eyes? There is more expectancy for a fool than for him. The lazy one says there is a lion in the way, a fierce lion in the streets. As a door turns on its hinges, so does a lazy one turn on his bed. The lazy one buries his hand in a dish and tires him to bring it back to his mouth. The lazy one is wiser in his own eyes than 7 rendering a voice. A passer-by, meddling in strife, not his own, is like one who takes hold of a dog by the ears. Like a madman who throws sparks, arrows, and death, so is a man who deceived his neighbor, and says, I was only joking. For lack of wood the fire goes out, and without a slander strife ceases. As charcoal is to burning coals, and wood to fire, so is a contentious man to kindle strife. The words of a slanderer are dainty morsels, or as dainty morsels, which go down in the inner parts of the heart. The burning lips with the evil heart are like the earthenware covered with silver dross. He who hates pretends with his lips and lays up deceit within him. Though he speaks kindly, do not believe him, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. Hatred is covered by deceit. His evil is disclosed in the assembly. Whoever digs a pit falls into it, and whoever rolls a stone, it turns back on him. A lying tongue hates its bruised ones, and a flattering mouth works ruins. Book of Acts, chapter 12. On page 1066. And about that time, Herod, the sovereign, put forth his hands to do evil, to some of the assembly. And he killed Jacob, the brother of John, with the sword. And seeing that it was pleasing to the Judean, he proceeded further to arrest Peter as well. And they were the days of unleavened bread. And when he had seized him, he put him in prison, and delivered him to 4 squads of soldiers to watch over him, intending to bring him before the people after Pesach. So this is like a year after. So Peter was indeed kept in prison, but prayer was earnestly made to Elohim on his behalf by the assembly. And when Herod was about to bring him out that night, Peter was sleeping, bound with 2 chains between 2 soldiers, and the guards before the door were keeping the prison. And see, a messenger of Yahweh stood by, and a light shone in the building, and smiting the side of Peter, he raised him up, saying, "Get up quickly," and his chains fell off his hands. And the messenger said to him, "Gird yourself and bind on your sandals." And he did so. And as he said to him, "Put on your garment and follow me." And coming out, he followed him, and knew not what was done by the messenger was true, but thought he was seeing a vision. And when they had passed the first and the second guard post, they came to the iron gate that leads to the city, which opened to them by itself. And they went out and went down one street, and the messenger instantly withdrew from him. And when Peter had come to himself, he said, "Now I truly know that Yahweh has sent his messenger and delivered me from the hands of Herod and from all the Judai." People were anticipating. And having realized this, he went to the house of Miriam, the mother of John, who was also called Marco, where many had gathered to pray. And when Peter knocked at the door of the gate, a girl named Rhoda came to answer. And when she recognized Peter's voice, she did not open the gate because of her joy, but ran in and reported that Peter stood before the gate. And they said to her, "Are you mad?" But she kept insisting that it was so. And they said, "It is his messenger." And Peter continued knocking, and having opened, they saw him and were amazed. And motioning to them with his hands to be silent, he told them how the master brought him out of the prison. And he said, "Report this to James, and to the brothers." Now when day came, there was no small stir among the soldiers about what had become of Peter. And when Herod had searched for him and did not find him, he examined the guards and ordered them to be led away. It doesn't end well for them. And he went down to Judah, to Caesarea, and stayed there, Peter. Now Herod had been highly displeased with the people of Soar and Zidon, but with one mind they came to him, and having made Blastos the sovereign eunuch their friend, they were asking for peace because their country was supplied with food by the sovereign's country. And on an appointed day, Herod, having put on his royal clothes, sat on his throne, and gave an address to them. And the people kept shouting, "The voice of a mighty one, and not of a man." And instantly a messenger of Yahweh smote him, because he did not give the esteem to Elohim. And becoming worm-eaten, he died. And the word of Elohim went on growing and spreading. And Barbara and Shaul returned from Jerusalem, having completed the service and having taken with them John, who was also called Mark. Shalom. Make it a great day. Read your Bible and talk to the Father.